Greetings, one, and greetings, all. This is Sidra, continuing on in my 10-day challenge. And so I promised that I would share an instance in which I stepped outside of my comfort zone, or something that has frightened me. And so the word today is one that is really one that is intentional outside of my comfort zone, because I have been or had been guilty of this particular one. And so I trust that you guys would show compassion to me. I have been kind to myself, but it is truly a word of encouragement, because it is something that requires us to be intentional and do work within ourselves, right? So this challenge really is all about me challenging myself, and there has been many things that I learned about myself. And on day 10, I'll share one of those things that I have learned about myself, which is also an aspect in which was I surprised? I think I was surprised. Sometimes the truth is right there in your face, but it's not that we deny it. It's just that we just don't believe it, right? But the word of the day is R.O.B. R.O.B. I know this could be, something that is very sensitive to many of us, because, if you've ever been robbed before, you feel violated, you feel like you've been, what's another word for violated? When you feel like something has been taken away from you, right? To be robbed. I remember some time ago, someone had broken into our house, and I just felt really violated. I felt like they saw something personal or sacred was exposed, if you will. And so I'm sure for those of you who have been robbed, you know how it feels to be robbed. R.O.B. And so this is even for some of you who have perhaps robbed someone else, right? And so I didn't really mean to go there, but if you rob someone, then you have to make that right, at least with the woman in the mirror or the man in the mirror, right? And so that's what this challenge is all about. Is getting real with ourselves. But R.O.B. is root of bitterness. Root of bitterness. The Bible actually presents a question to us. Have a man robbed God? And the answer was yes. And so while this it pertains to an offering, because it's a matter of our heart, right? God is asking for our whole heart, right? And so if there's root of bitterness in our hearts, we are not just robbing ourselves, but we are robbing God from having access to our whole heart, because that's what he asks, right? And so what am I talking about, root of bitterness, and how is this a word of encouragement? I am so glad you asked. I hope that this is a word of encouragement that would provoke you, encourage you, or even motivate you to do a self-reflection, right? To do a deep cleaning within yourself, right? And that is one of the things that I had to do. But root of bitterness, it is a seed. A root of bitterness is as a result of unaddressed hurts. Like someone has hurt you, and you didn't acknowledge that they did that. You felt it, but you didn't acknowledge it, right? And you just kind of push it up under the rug, but it's still lingering there, right? And so one, with that being there, and then other things that is added onto that, like disappointments and unresolved issues. And so unaddressed hurts and unresolved issues can form into unforgiveness. Now we know what unforgiveness can do to our body, what it does to our emotions, and what it does to our mental, right? It's real. That unforgiveness is real. And so we are encouraged, we are commanded to forgive 70 times 70. And did you know that that includes you? You have to forgive yourself, right? And so we're talking about R.O.B, root of bitterness. Oh, so how are we robbing God? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're not able to give him any offerings with that root there, right? So it talked about tithing, giving him a tenth and offering, but it does not always means our finances, right? What about your time? So that's where I have learned that I have robbed God. Thank you, Lord, for your forgiveness. And thank you, Sidra, for your forgiveness, right? I've robbed him of my time and the gifts that he's given me. I haven't been freely with those, right? I haven't been so eager to extend them to those who need them. And so your gifts, they are not for you. Your gifts aren't for you. Like I love to be among those who know how to sing, like those who worship. Oh my gosh, I love to be around those type of people. And so their singing is not for them. You mean to tell me you know how to sing and you're holding it in, you depriving us of that beautiful gift? So not only are you robbing yourself from receiving the rewards of you being obedient and sharing your gifts, and not only are you robbing God, I guess we should need to stop right there, right? But you're also robbing those of us around you from being impacted or being encouraged by your gifts, right? So today the word of encouragement is rob, root of bitterness. So I want to encourage you to, to pray and ask God to help you, since you are aware that it is there. And how do you know that you have it there? Because you probably are offended, or you probably think that is not a word of encouragement, or you probably think that does not apply to me, right? But there is an essence to let you know that there is a form, an essence of root of bitterness in your heart. If you cannot forgive easily and quickly, that is a good indication that that the root has taken place, right? If there is someone who've come to your mind since you've been watching this video, who have hurt you and you have not addressed that, if you have not told them, then there's an essence of a root of bitterness in your heart. And so today, just pray about it and be led by the Spirit of God on how to address those unaddressed issues, how to resolve those unresolved hurts, right? So thank you so much for joining me on today, for participating, for spectating, and just for being present to encourage me to continue to do things that are outside of my comfort zone. This has really been a very interesting and stretching journey. And so just a disclaimer, this has not been easy, right? But you know that, right? Anytime we step out of our comfort zone for any period of time, it is uncomfortable and thus not easy, right? But again, what was my end result, right? My end result was to show up in a manner, being confident in myself and being courageous to continue to do things intentionally outside of my comfort zone. So do you know that my comfort zone has gotten smaller, and I have been okay with being outside of that zone? So I want to encourage you to do the same. Thank you again for joining me, and until we meet again, be encouraged.